And welcome back to the Virtual Entrepreneurship Center. Again, collaborative between Alabama A&M, Auburn University, and Tuskegee University. My name is Dr. Keenan Grinnell. We're having a very dynamic and robust conversation with Dr. Patricia Robertson of Southern University of New Orleans, who's an expert in terms of accounting, in terms of finances, as well as commercial lending. But her real passion is youth entrepreneurship. So we're having this dialogue under the auspices of, exposing youth entrepreneurs to the world of finance. What are the 5 most important things that you want youth entrepreneurs to know? What are the 5 most important things that you want youth entrepreneurs to know? If I was a youth participating in your program at New Orleans, when I walked away from that program, it's because of those 5 things you really indoctrinated me with. So what do you want these young people to know?
Okay. Number 1 would be integrity.
Integrity, okay.
Integrity, because I think that would take them a long way. Number 2 would be how to plan their finances. Because most of them they're young, coming up, they're going to have families, so how to prepare them for having a family, knowing what their priorities are in finances, because today the young people think they get money and they spend it, get money and spend it. So teaching them how to save, how to prepare for retirement, that would be important. How to prepare for if something happens, risk, such as insurance. Most young people do not have a clue, especially about life insurance. They may get a car insurance because they know that's something that's required, but when it comes to life insurance, and today, a lot of them are dying off really young, so that would be something that I would want them to take away. And definitely, they have to put the spirituality in there.
Okay.
Have to, because without God, they cannot do it. Okay. So I think if they know that, God has to be first, then that'll take them a long ways. And you said 5, right?
I'm almost scared to ask you about the 5th one because the 4th one was so profound. I'm like, okay, after God was, there is nothing else.
But God will lead them into what they need to do. So,
okay.
and then the 5th is just to know that they have to do something for themselves, such as, taking vacations, preparing for other activities. Don't just make it like a stiff-necked thing. This is all that I have to do, but enjoy life. And I think if kids learn how to enjoy life and they have the resources and the wherewithal to do that, it makes life worth living.
I've never heard of someone talk about preparing young people to enjoy the fruits and benefits of taking a vacation, because that is so absent within communities of color.
Exactly.
Because depending on the socioeconomic status of the neighborhood and what have you, so many kids don't get a chance to think in terms of vacation, don't get a chance to think in terms of going somewhere, enjoying themselves.
Exactly.
They see others on TV and on the internet being able to experience that, but for them, that's a far-fetched conclusion that that's a possibility for them.
Exactly.
What has been some of the reactions to that part of, what you instill in young people? What have been some of the examples of them taking your advice, doing that, and coming back and sharing it with others?
I tell you what, I think that is the most rewarding part of it all. When you actually see people come back and say, because of what you instilled in me, I was able to do X, Y. I was able to take that vacation that you talked about. And as you were saying, there were so many people that, especially young people in our communities, that don't know about vacationing. They have never experienced. I have people, I have a grandson right now. He told me, Mama, I want you to take me on a plane ride. And so we scheduled, when I get back, we all going on vacation when I get back, but I told him, I said, I'm going to take you on a plane ride because I want you to have that experience. And so when you see them come back and they tell you, in fact, I have one young entrepreneur that I actually taught in one of my classes, and outside of classroom we would have entrepreneur classes. And now she owns a Papa John's pizza place. And she came back, and it was just such a blessing for her to say, it's because of you that instilled this in me, now own my own Papa John's and getting her finances together, and so it's rewarding.
Again, here you go. You stole some of my thunder because my next question was, can you share an example of when you instructor really got it?
Yes.
I don't know if you got a better example than that. So you maybe do you want to elaborate a little bit on the Papa John Pizza success story?
She's one and very successful. She's located in New Orleans East. She has just really doing excellent. But I have another student that I really must talk about. And he actually has an accounting firm right now. And one of a really large firm in New Orleans, has probably over 500 clients, and just doing excellent. And again, to hear him come back and say, in fact, he included me on one of his, he was doing an audit for a company, a nonprofit organization, and I'm kind of skilled in nonprofit accounting. So he came back and asked me, could I, assist them in their books.
So he asked you to be a part of his team.
He asked me to be a part of that team. And it was so rewarding. I mean, I made money, but at the same time, it wasn't the money. It was just working with somebody that I had, had the opportunity to instill that type of information in, and to see him really progress, and it's really beautiful.
Excellent, excellent. Well, not going to keep you much longer, but we would like to ask this: what's on the horizons for youth entrepreneurial training? As you, have your, your kaleidoscope out there that's kind of looking at it in all kind of panoramic, views. What's on the horizon for youth entrepreneurship?
Well, we are actually, I've been able to capture some of the leaders in New Orleans, and I received an economic grant. So what I want to do, I want to start providing some additional services to the youth in our community.
Who should be involved in youth entrepreneurship at the local level? For people that might be looking at this module that might not necessarily want to be as bold as you to actually start a program, but want to kind of get involved. How would you say you would instruct them on certain entry points in order, pathways, in order to connect with an existing program to have impact?
I would love to see, number one, parents become involved in some of the youth activities. Of course, teachers, we have the PTA, but a lot of times they're not active. You may have just a few parents may come out, or the teachers are not really involved in what's going on, and even not only on the K through 12 level, but even on the college level. And I heard a lot of that in some of the presentations that went forward. But I think having that type of partnership with them would be very, very important. Also, a lot of our religious leaders, if they would get involved, because they have a word. A lot of times they say something to their congregation, and it's almost like they're going to do it. So if we can get them, and also the political leaders in the New Orleans area and other areas.
Patricia, thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. Take care.
Great.